Alrighty, so we are going in through our mobile female triangles this time around. So I've got my little lines laid out again with my triangles. Again, this is a decent idea to start with, but make sure, especially as you start to pick up the pace, you move away from the sticks and you do them so that way you don't roll an ankle or anything. Now, I'm going to stand right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to work this lateral line once again, then lateral line, then I drop back at a 45, back at a 45, up at a 45, up at a 45. I'm right back to where I was. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, where I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Good. Just like with our mobile male triangle, you should be able to switch. Whoa, excuse me. You should be able to switch this on any sort of corner of the triangle, right? So this will go here and back. This will go here and back. I switch on the bottom point and I switch directions. Bottom point, switch directions. I can switch on the upper side here, back to this side here. I'm just able to switch back and forth at any point, right? So work lateral, back, forward, lateral, lateral, back, forward, lateral, back, forward, lateral, back, forward. However I want to do it, work your way around that triangle. Obviously, you should be able to do the same on both sides, which is what I'm going to show with these sticks here. So I step lateral, I step lateral, I step back, step up and up. Lateral, lateral, back, back, up, up. Lateral, lateral, back, back, up, up. Lateral to the right, back, back, up, up. Lateral to the left, back, back, up, and up. Lateral to the right, back to my left, back to my left, up to my left, up to my left, lateral to my left, back to the right, back to the right, up to the right, up to the right. If you want to make it even more of a mouthful. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I'm going to get rid of these so I don't roll an ankle. Okay, so I've got my weapons again. So I work my lateral line and I bring it up. I work a lateral line and I bring it up. Just like in the first video, the first step, the lateral step, is pretty important because I want to make sure I don't get hit with your incoming blow. So I step laterally and I hit. Then I might follow up however I see fit. I step laterally and I hit, and I follow up however I see fit. Step laterally and hit, hit and hit, step laterally and hit, and then continue with my follow-ups. So I'm just working a mobile triangle on the female side to my right, and a mobile triangle on the female side to my left. Okay? Now, again, just like on the first video, we do this a lot with our sticks, not our swords. That way this doesn't happen, where I cut my own arm off, but we'll work a lateral shot, and we'll continue with our Sinawali pattern on both directions here. Now, I've got some other videos coming down the pipe here of different ways of mixing this up and this drill up, and ways that we've been really hammering it in class. It's a great way to teach coordination. It's a great way to teach some basic sort of effectiveness in sparring, because if somebody's coming at me and I try and stay put, it's a lot harder for me to deal with anything as opposed to me just getting out of the way, right? So that's a pretty important tactic to have. And it's a great conditioning drill if you get this and you and your partner are really rocking this and you're blitzing this out pretty quick, right? It gets pretty tough. So that is our mobile female triangle on the left and on the right. It's also known as the upper canines because the two triangles pointed down this time instead of up. And as we're doing this, right now we're working this with a lateral shot being the most important, or the emphasis or the focus shot, with this tying into the horizontal shot of our Heaven 6, right? Horizontal shot of Heaven 6. Now, I started to switch to the sides here. We'll get to that in another video. That'll be how we start working meets and follows into the game. Now, the other thing I wanted to make sure I pointed out with this is just because I'm starting here in the center hub doesn't necessarily mean it has to be this lateral one first, right? I could also start on the center hub and I can drop my step back, right? So I drop back and then forward, and then over. And I drop back, and then forward, and then over. Back, and forward, and over. Back, and then forward, and over. Where this one would come in handy, I like to use this a lot with a thrusting motion, kind of like a split entry, where I'll drop back and hit a split entry like this, and then I'll continue my follow-ups. Then I'll drop back and hit a split entry, and I'll continue my follow-ups. Okay? So it doesn't have to be the lateral line first, but you should try and make sure you get a lot of reps on that because you do that one a lot through the MKG. But make sure you're working both different sort of starts from the center hub position. I should have mentioned that in the mobile male triangle video, but I didn't. So have fun with this, play around with it, start to incorporate different drills to it, different follow-ups to it, and really visualize angling out against these shots and then giving away with a little bit more pressure and then pressuring right back. Thank you very much.